Hey gang, welcome to another edition of Doc Schlock by request, where it's a review of the movie Exorcist 2, The Heretic. And this one comes to us from fellow YouTuber TheWickerBoy. You know, WickerBoy, you have really sent me some torturous movies to watch, but wow. It's about 4 years later, and Regan seems to be living a pretty normal life with her new guardian, Sharon. And everything seems to be going okay. But then a priest named Philip, who's kind of losing his faith and who fails at trying to exorcise a young child, decides to pay Regan a visit, who is apparently now some sort of like a psychic. Or she has special healing powers or some nonsense like that. When he tries to talk to her at first, he's taken away, but then he gets hooked up to some sort of machine that she's getting hooked up to because she's going through psychiatric evaluation. And then he is whisked away spiritually to Africa, where he sees Father Marin performing an exorcism on a young boy named Kokumo. Kokomo, I'm not really sure. In which he winds up seeing that Kokomo is now a scientist later on. And so it seems like Pazuzu is now trying to attack people who have special healing powers in this one. Okay. And it would seem like maybe he's going to try and go after Regan again. Right, okay. So, yeah. Regan and Philip, I think, wind up going back to the old house in Georgetown. And Pazuzu tries to get Philip to join the dark side. And at one point even gives a doppelganger of Regan to try to seduce him and all this other stuff. Which had to have been really inappropriate because I believe Linda Blair was still underage at this time during this movie, and yeah. Anyway, Regan breaks the spell, winds up defeating the evil doppelganger along with Philip's help. Bunch of locusts wind up going back to wherever it's supposed to go to, wherever Pazuzu winds up going back to, which I think we all know where that is. And everything kind of sort of ends on a happy note. The movie stars Linda Blair and some other people I forgot to write down who was in it because, let's face it. Why did this movie suck? It's a word I've used before. I think it's something they call sequelitis. And the problem with it is that, well, when I read and heard about this movie actually caused people to walk out of the theater laughing, I really honestly thought to myself, oh, come on, man, it's a sequel to The Exorcist. The Exorcist is a pretty good horror movie. How could they have screwed up part 2? And somehow they did. Oh, man. I mean, they really messed this whole thing up. And there were a lot of moments in the movie that were actually quite laughable. There were a lot of moments in the movie that just didn't seem scary at all. In fact, this movie's actually been kind of labeled a horror comedy, and it's an unintentional horror comedy. And I believe, like I said in my review of The Exorcist, the sequels did kind of suck. It's a real shame that the first one, you know, it scared audiences, and this one made audiences walk out of the theater laughing. And they've done, what, 5 of these? And there was a rumor saying that they were going to try to either remake or reboot it, and I'm like, don't. Not this one, I mean, the first one. Of course, they made a prequel, and I'm like, yeah, that doesn't really help. Your series kind of sucked. Wasn't one of these directed by the guy who did Die Hard? Could you guys clear that up for me in the comments below? I'd really appreciate it. But yeah, Just like most good horror movies, after a bad sequel comes out, the star had nothing to do with the rest of them. And I seriously doubt they could give Linda Blair enough money to appear in any more of those horrible sequels. But there you guys have it, a review of Exorcist 2, The Heretic. How do you feel about it? I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments below. And of course, if you like my videos, always feel free to subscribe. If you got a horror, sci-fi horror, comedy horror, fantasy horror movie that was just too much to handle, send it my way and I will get on it ASAP. And I hope you guys will go check out the Wicker Boy's channel and subscribe to him too. Well, that's going to do it for this review. Gee, I thought the end of the world was supposed to happen. Guess not, huh? Thanks for watching, you guys. I really appreciate it. God bless you all. You know what I mean. And until next time, as always, stay strong and rock on.